Karen.
Yes.
Remember that time that I tried meditating to connect with the universe and I ended up falling asleep on the couch?
There was more than that one time. You have to be more specific.
Well, I'm still
those times.
I'm still sore that you always say that even the universe can hear me snoring.
Okay, so wait a minute. First, I have to call it that you said sore. Because, we're older, but we're not that much older.
Well, Karen, today we are talking to someone who takes connecting with the universe to a whole new level. And I don't just mean with an app.
Oh.
This guy is channeling beings from, well, let's just say places that you wouldn't expect.
Okay.
For example, you ever wondered what a praying mantis has to say about living your best life?
I haven't, but now that you mention it, I'm going to start wondering.
Well, then you're in luck, because if that makes you want to say, then you might want to stick around for this one. We're definitely not in Kansas anymore. We're more like a galaxy far, far away.
Woohoo!
What this guest shares is super uplifting, heart-centered, and all about helping us live in joy and alignment. I think we're in for a cosmic treat today.
It sounds like it. I love it. I love it already.
I knew you would. If you ever wondered about the messages and wisdom awaiting us from the farthest reaches of the universe, this is the episode for you. Skeptic Metaphysicians starts now.
My name is Will.
And I'm Karen.
And unlike Mulder and Scully,
we both want to believe.
So we've embarked on a journey of discovery.
We've talked to people deeply entrenched in the spiritual and metaphysical world.
We've thrown ourselves into weird and wonderful experiences. I even joined a coven of witches.
And wait, you joined a coven?
Yep, all in the interest of finding something.
Anything.
That will prove that there's something beyond this physical,
three-dimensional world we all live in.
This is the Skeptic Metaphysicians.
Hey there, I'm Will.
And I'm Karen.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up for today's episode because we are about to take a wild ride into the heart of the cosmos. Our guest today is an extraordinary channeler who brings through high vibrational, heart-centered messages from a truly diverse collection of galactic beings. We're talking about beings you've heard of and some that you may not have. Everything from the Arcturian Council of Light to the gray aliens, to more unexpected connections like the praying mantis beings of Antares, magic leprechauns, the seven sisters of the Pleiades, and even concepts like silence, void, and infinity. Yep, you heard that right. Toni's work is all about uplifting humanity and helping us align with joy, love, and our true cosmic potential. So without further ado, let's get ready to expand our consciousness with messages from beyond the stars. Please join me in welcoming Toni Ghazi to the show. Toni, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, we are doing excellent. We are excited to talk to you because there are so many different directions we can go in that I just feel completely lost. So I'm going to let Karen start the show today.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's disclaimer. Will does the research. He knows who our guests are. He knows all of that. And I come in with no idea. So that's done intentionally. So I don't even know where to start.
So based on the introduction, what would be your first question?
I want to know about the praying mantis, but that might not be the logical first question.
Well, for me, any logical first question is the first question that comes to mind. And it actually matches mine, to be honest with you. Because when I think of praying mantis people, I'm thinking scary. Right?
Well, they look a little scary.
But your message is are all joy and heart-centered. And
they are praying.
They are praying, but they also pray
on their spouses.
Yes. They're called praying mantis for a reason. So Toni, tell us about these beings, because that sounds pretty out there.
Look, completely. And look, the fact that I live in Washington, D.C., and I tell people that I connect to the praying mantises, I must have some profound experience with them to even advertise to the world that I speak to insects, right? Or insectoid beings. You know what I mean? Like I either am super crazy and I have no concept of this reality, or I had a very profound experience that cannot shake me from the knowingness that I connect with them. And as a child, I used to be terrified of insects. I don't like cockroaches, or I should say I did not like cockroach or anything that's crawly and buggy. I was absolutely terrified for. So on top of that, now I say I love them. They're part of me and I'm like them, et cetera, et cetera. I must have had a profound experience to even get to that level, right?
Yes.
You must have, yeah. Are these?
If you love a cockroach, that's a profound experience.
Well, I mean, I don't think he likes cockroaches. I think he likes praying mantises.
Well, I thought insects in general.
in general, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all insects that are very buzzy, very crawly, just did not resonate with. Don't get them near me. I was very afraid of them. I was absolutely like in complete terror, which that completely shifted after my connection, like with the praying mantises, it completely changed.
So
Okay.
how did this connection happen? What was this connection?
Yeah, look, I think we need probably 8 episodes or 9 or 10 to get
Oh.
through the whole thing. But since we're limited on time,
Mm.
so I had a past life regression about 3 years ago,
Mhm.
and it was my first past life regression. Immediately, like when I went under, um, like the face of a praying mantis came through. Now, here's like the like super cool part. It came through in a flash.
Mhm.
But yet in that flash, I was with it for a long time, and I get chills all over my hands. Like I had these 2 concepts. Oh my god, my chills are completely like, like 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 that.
Mhm.
So I was in like the infiniteness of complete timelessness of time with them, but yet I was back. In
Mhm.
that moment, I just knew that I was them. The next image was like boom, boom, boom. The next image was this long bodied silhouette, about 20 feet high, of this beautiful humanoid, um, like light being. And again, it was a flash, but yet I was in it for a long time. Like there's no more time, like where I was.
Mhm.
And I had the download that they needed to come to my like physical mind in the silhouette of a humanoid light figure, because if they really appear the way that they are, which is very expanded pure consciousness,
Mhm.
our brain is not going to be able to understand what it's seeing, and it's going to
Mhm.
just like shut down basically,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, okay. I need to stop you for a quick second because it makes perfect sense. But if they come to me like a praying mantis, I'm going to shut down for lots of different reasons. So that's kind of interesting. They picked a form that kind of made you were afraid of before.
Well, maybe there's a lesson in choosing that form.
Thank you so much, Karen. This is how we expand. You expand when you face your fears, because fears are really based probably on like old stories that you created, old stories
Mhm.
that um, like the media like created, other people's stories, your parents, like whatever the case may be. When you face your fear, like regardless of how that expression of facing the fear means, and you get to that space where you're like, I'm really afraid, and you realize, I don't know what I was afraid of.
Mhm.
They're just being, that's how you expand. You pushed yourself, right? Like you're not resisting. And fear really is resistance to get to know more about who you are, what the universe is. Unknown. We're afraid oftentimes of what? The unknown. Because
Right.
in our minds, we've brainwashed ourselves and like the media and our society that the unknown is scary. You don't know what it is.
Right.
It could
Mhm.
be anything, but you create that unknown.
But at the same time, you are part of this human world and you've been programmed as much as we have. And praying mantises, if you see a big one, you're running for your life. So how can you, like, did it ever cross your mind, like, maybe I shouldn't be talking to this thing because it could be eating my head, right? No, never. Wow.
Well, I'm guessing that you saw it and felt it at the same time. And
Exactly.
so
Thank you for saying it. It was
Oh my
beyond
God.
its vision. Karen, it's so
Stop,
good. Well,
stop
you're
having
giving
all
me
the answers. I want to have the answers.
yeah, because remember, like when you're under hypnosis, or when I am channeling, or you kind of like leave the physical mind and you begin like thinking from like consciousness, like essence, and in consciousness, you are like communicating all in a lot of different ways that your mind is able to begin to comprehend.
Mhm.
There's experiential things, there's feelings, there's emotions, there's like memories, there's like timelines. I mean, it's a very expanded view, like on a certain topic that the mind is only able to see it as a topic, but in it you're experientially becoming it. Like
Mm.
it's the most profound, beautiful, like beauty is filled with beauty, because you literally open yourself up, and I in a sense became light in order to understand what that light is. Because if I was really in my physical mind trying to comprehend what's happening, I would have shut down. It's just way too much for the mind. The mind's not designed to comprehend the infinite. Your consciousness is. So
Mhm.
when you are in a meditative state,
Mhm.
uh, like which is what channeling is, You're not thinking with the mind, you're relaxing the mind, and you allow your energy, the flow, the consciousness, all these particles that are made of us that we can't see because our mind says our body looks like this. You have fingers, you have eyes, you have hair, you have head, but there's more to us that we cannot yet comprehend. But when you allow that to kind of take over, then you're communicating in a very expanded way. Unbelievable. Experientially, even when you come back to try to describe what you experience, no way on earth you can, because the words are so limited to begin with, to be able to kind of bring a new concept that doesn't exist in our reality. But we are trying to formulate words. We're trying. This is why, like when I channel, like when I tell people, go beyond the words. I mean, yes, you're hearing the words, your mind is, but allow your heart to feel the vibration. Allow your consciousness to expand and go in a dream state to get more than what is verbally actually spoken. Because there are a lot of light codes, there's a lot of energies, a lot of wavelength, a lot of color frequencies, a lot of vibrations that are coming through, that are like seeping into your mind because you're opening it up to allow those new concepts to gel, to make sense. And as they activate or get activated in your body, right, as they enter without you realizing that they are in you, they like turn on these valves, they turn on these lights that on your path, on your journey, it's like a light bulb after a light bulb moment after a light bulb moment, and things begin to make sense like little by little. That's how we expand ourselves in a way.
So, when you had this experience, you said you were doing a past life regression. Were you already on this path, or was this kind of your first little toe dip into this whole space?
Thank you for saying that, because that's a great question.
Oh my God, with the great questions, all right?
I know. Karen, it's like, well, what? No, I'm kidding. No.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, I'll give you guys some time. I'll be back in a couple hours.
You're so silly. No, this is awesome. Like for your audience, I am Lebanese, and I was born in Lebanon, and I moved to the U.S. to Washington, D.C. when I was 15 years old in 1995. And I'm Christian Orthodox and always have been. Was completely asleep. When I say asleep, had no idea about channeling, didn't know about any of these events, don't know nothing until I was 40 years old. So I am 44 years old right now. And like when COVID came, is when I actually like began awakening. And when I say I was asleep, I had no concept of anything. UFOs and aliens and all that was not even in my field. But like when COVID came, of course, you had a few months where like you didn't do anything or like everything kind of shut down. All of a sudden, all these documentaries on UFOs, on like physics, on like meditation, everything that's out there on consciousness, all like began showing up on my screen, and not I'm not even like inviting them. I have no like desire to like listen. But I began watching and I became obsessed for 3 months. And I watched all these kind of episodes on like channelings, et cetera, et cetera. And that, awakened me like to the idea of like the hypnosis and like past life regression. I had no clue. So I had that past life like regression probably like 6 or 7 months after all those shows began appearing, which now in retrospect, I know and I see clear that happened for 3 months to immerse my like my being with all these new concepts that were so far out there. Like I understood the English of what was being said, but had no context of how they fit with each other. I mean, I struggled with what consciousness is. I didn't know what it was. It wasn't tangible. Like, what is consciousness? I was so, in a corner, didn't know what it meant. So like, this is how much deep, into the matrix I was in the 3D of being so separate from all. And then like synchronicity like began happening. Then like UFO ships began appearing like above my house, like light ships, crazy stuff. I lived in Washington, D.C. since 1995. That's, I don't know, 20, 30 years. Not one time have I seen a praying mantis anywhere, like the insect, anywhere, not in our backyard, not when I'm showing houses. So I'm a realtor and I'm still a like realtor. And I show houses all the time. I drive all the time. I'm in like neighborhoods or whatever. Never have I seen the praying mantis. All of a sudden, when I became aware that I connect to the praying mantis beings, literally they would show up on the lock boxes where I get the key to show a house. On the in a house.
Come on.
I'll show you one picture. Like
No, you don't have to,
crazy.
no, I believe you, Tony.
You know, like on the lockbox where I have to put my card to retrieve the key. It's on there. Then like they would appear I'm like, you know, on like windows. I was showing this condo on the 12th floor, and look, when you show houses, like you make appointments and it's only like a 15-minute window or like 20-minute window. So the timing of when I entered this condo, like to show my client, there was a praying mantis on the screen on the 12th floor. There's not a plant, there's not a tree up and on it, nothing but sky standing there. So crazy stuff, and I'm getting chills. I mean, look, it's like,
you know what? You are not the only one, my friend. I'm getting chills myself. So,
like one thing after another, they would begin, and like these were messages, like for me, that yes, you are connecting with us. Like no way on earth I could not. And then like when the light shifts begin appearing like over my house in the daylight, this intense like light, and I have like videos of all that, and you can find it on my website. That allowed me to, because look, at that time I was hearing about the concepts of like UFOs and ships and I don't know what else and this and Pleiadians and Arcturians and this and that, but it's all concepts, all words, it's his experience and her experience. I've never had it. Like, okay, great. You know, I understand it could exist, but it's never happened to me. When that began happening to me, that was like another level. But that gave me, you know, in a sense, like the marker that my consciousness is beginning to expand. Because I'm like, because unconsciously I kind of began expanding my mind to begin to believe these new concepts. All these things were beginning to show up for me to let me know that my concept of what the world and reality and infiniteness is beginning to expand. Because if I wasn't expanded already, I would not have been able to perceive those ships. I would not have been able to perceive this, those like praying mantis insects. So all those things that happen to us allow it's like a barometer, like, you know, or a gauge for us to know where we are on the spectrum of like expansion. Now, you don't always like need those things, but like initially when you're on your path and you're awakening and your world is shifting and changing, it's cool. It's freaking cool to get confirmation. You want to get confirmation. I still want to get confirmation as much as I know like where I am. It's just a cool 3D thing to do. So
yeah, it's an incredibly inspiring story and at the same time incredibly depressing, because as much as I believe that I am expanded, I'm not seeing those damn UFOs. So I must not be as open as I thought it was. I'm kind of really bummed.
Well, maybe you have to recognize the other things first.
I don't think
You're just fixated on UFOs.
I am. But anyway,
Karen, thank you. I have to interrupt for 1 second because thank you.
God.
Thank you for saying that. Listen, if you guys are a great duo, because I can already feel the energy. You're both ascended masters working this like illusion that I'm not, you know, I'm not this ascended master, but through your back and forth, you're allowing yourself to remember how infinite you are. But
you're giving away our secrets, Tony. You got shh.
No, I want to hear.
But listen, you're absolutely right. We do really like limit ourselves when we say, I want to experience a ship. I want to experience a UFO, because you're explaining to the universe that I want to experience that specific thing out of all the infinite things that you could show me that are meant for me to see, that I'm able to see right now. You're basically like limiting your reality to that one specific thing. Allow it to open. Just tell the universe, I'm ready to experience whatever I'm meant to experience, that to remind me that I'm infinite, to remind me that I'm connected. And believe me, look, for some people, it may be a specific UFO or a ship or whatever. It could be an absolute download that you get. There's no way on earth you can escape from. It could be a real memory of a past life. It could be like a portal opening for you. Allow the universe to show you what you need to see from an expanded view, and it will surprise you in so many ways. Even the idea of like UFO is like, what? That's like old school.
Right. So do you have to old school? I feel like I'm being called out. Old school.
Well,
I am a little old school. Yeah, you're right. No, but so do you have to like speak it out loud, or do you go into deep meditation and say, okay, I'm ready inside your mind? Like how? Because I have tried, and there was a point where we were seeing, I mean, angel numbers were everywhere. They still are, but not as much as they used to be.
Yeah.
But I am ready, I feel, for more to expand. And we have had some experiences, but
They come and go.
they do come and go. And Toni, people who are only listening to the show are only getting half the story, because to see you have conviction, man. You are living it, and that's
but like this
beautiful.
joyfully passionate.
Oh no,
about it.
it's amazing.
You know, it's
yeah,
great.
it's amazing. So for you to have the courage to just live this way, full on, that takes a special amount of courage. I don't know that I have yet. So is that maybe what's stopping me from seeing stuff?
Look, it's not even courage, because courage like means that you were afraid of something to have the courage to get past it. When you know you are infinite, when you experience like the knowingness of it, nothing can shake you. I mean, like all of creation like could come down. The praying mantis like could come down and say, you know what, you never connected with us. We were just a joke. I know what I felt. I know what I experienced. Nothing could shake me away, and that's my reality. Now, the question that I have for you: are you separate? How do you see yourself? And like this is a question for your audience. How do you see yourself in the world? Do you really like see yourself as separate than the aliens or the trees or the rivers or the rocks or the like? Is there they are coming to me, or do you see it from a different perspective? And I'll get into that in 1 second.
So I like to think that we are one. But inevitably, the 3D world proves once again, over and over again, that we are separate. But as much as I do understand the concept. It's hard to truly live it.
And I think it's easier to feel like you're one with what's surrounding you, the earth, the trees, the people. But the things that you can't see, it's hard to say, well, I'm one with that too, I think.
Yeah. We have the intellectual understanding that I am one with all.
Yes.
I am infinite. I'm a creator. I get it in my mind.
Intellectually, you're right. Exactly.
Intellectually, we all do, and it's easy to get there.
Mm-hmm.
What's a bit more challenging is to literally rewrite the program like within our mind. And look, you can begin with what you see, Karen, right? Which is the trees and the birds. And like when you wake up tomorrow or even go outside tonight and like look at the stars.
Mm-hmm.
Intellectually say, I am one with the star. The star is me to begin with. Begin training your mind and use words that are, I am the star, regardless of whether or not you had this profound experience that you are the star. That comes later.
Mm-hmm.
But begin retraining that to really embody what you are intellectually saying. Because once you get past that hump, and all you need is to experience one aspect of creation. It could be a leaf. You could feel the leaf and be the leaf. That's all you need. That will expand you to be able to feel and be everything else. Because in reality, what we're experiencing outside of us is not outside of us. It's within our hearts. When they say, you are the universe that you seek, you are the universe. Our hearts, our love, our unconditional love, and humanity does not get what unconditional love is. We think we understand what it is. You have no idea how powerful and immense unconditional love is for everything, every experience, every creation, every judgment. But when you begin understanding that our hearts, our love, the energy of creation is what emanate, we're the projector of our own reality. Like when you watch a movie, right? On a projector, and you're watching on the wall, like what's happening on the wall is not happening on the wall. It's coming from the projection in the box, and that box is our hearts. But when you begin living that truth and say, everything that I experience, outside of me physically, the trees, the waters, the volcanoes, the animals, the humans, the experiences, the good, the bad, the evil, the whole spectrum, all of it is being projected through me and within me. When you really embody that, then you understand that the UFOs that we are seeking, supposedly coming outside in, are going to emanate inside out.
Toni, I don't think that the light codes and the DNA activations and things only come through you when you're channeling. I am shaken to the core. I don't know what it is that you're saying. You're saying things we've heard before, but I don't know. There's something that you're saying. Like it is.
So the energy.
It is. Oh my God.
Like
do you
pulsing,
feel
like,
that?
poof, yeah.
It is like, like I'm like,
Ab-
no, me too. Look, me
Totally.
too. Same exact thing. Like I'm shivering. Like I'm.
Oh my God! Look, I mean, this is
Oh my
now
God.
really chicken arm, like very chicken.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
see
don't
it?
have my glasses on and I can see him. That's
Yeah.
pretty
I know.
impressive.
That's very. I'm like, I just got plucked. Really good. No, but listen, thank you for voicing what you just experienced, because this is exactly how your consciousness, and oh my God, I'm completely chilled out right now.
Me too.
Where it goes beyond the words. In this moment, you got activated. You
Yeah.
were able to feel the energies, and this is what the praying mantises do. And this is why oh my God, like literally, this is like 10 times. Oh my God, hold on. Like
Wow.
it's you understood it on no more on a consciousness level, and the reason why and I'm experiencing with you and on all of us and perhaps the audience the chills is because you understood it on a higher level and you went beyond the mind, and
Yeah.
that is knowingness. When
Yeah.
you know something, no more words can even get you beyond that knowing. You embodied it. It's beauty. Creation is beauty, and creation is everything. I mean, the things that the praying mantis, and I always tell my clients, like when I channel with them, I'm not channeling for you. I'm really channeling for myself through you. Literally, you like they think that I'm giving them these messages. I'm like, you have no idea what the gift you're giving me as as they're answering through my mind, whatever. I'm experiencing your energy, your essence, your frequency. You're giving me the ingredients for me to be able to experience what I'm experiencing. And this is how ascended mastery works. And when you really begin embodying the words and begin training your mind, redefining the belief systems that I am the tree, I am the river, I am the bird, I am the homeless guy on the street, I am the rich guy over there, I am this, I am that. It's all me to begin with. It's all a projection in me to teach me, to allow me to expand. Then you begin shifting your world, because through those definition systems that I am not separate than what I already see, allows you the power and the free will choice to create a reality of such. So if you want to connect to aliens today, they'll show up. And they're not really showing up from out, they're showing up through you, because you have redefined your world as it's all coming through me to begin with. It's not happening and I'm waiting for some numbers, like lottery numbers, to happen for me to have that experience. I am creating it. You're reminding yourself you are the creator. And when you know that you are the creator, literally your whole paradigm shifts. Your whole paradigm. Now,
100%.
yeah.
But the lottery numbers would also be cool. Just
What do we just say? It's within you.
I'm looking. I'm looking.
Well, shoot, I'm gonna start looking.
I know. I'm like, let me look there too.
I don't know what you're like when you're doing real estate or when you're out in traffic and someone's cutting you off. But right now, when you are talking about this, you are love. I mean, you are just the essence of love. I just feel that so much, and it's something that just feeds me, man. Like,
I know.
It's amazing.
It's energizing. It's. I mean, you're literally my eyes won't stop tearing up. I'm not crying. I just water is coming out of my eyes for some reason. It's the weirdest thing.
Because you're feeling the energy of unconditional love, unconditional love to self. Because everything out there, everybody out there, all the experiences are self to begin with, and you're experiencing the first time. You're bringing it home to your heart. That's why you're crying. That's why you're getting the chills, because look, the more we judge and like the more that we think we're separate, you're pushing away all those pieces of who you are away from you, away from you, away from you. When you begin like facing them for the first time and seeing the beauty of who I actually am, this is me, this is me, this, all these things are me, and you bring them, merge them into your heart, then you begin seeing yourself as the total being that you are. You begin to draw or complete like the puzzle of your totality. The more you judge, the more you take a piece of the puzzle and you throw it in the ether. And there's a hole right now, HOLE, into the puzzle. But when you go and reach to that puzzle and speak to that puzzle and say, you like piece of puzzle, whatever it is, it could be an experience, it could be a choice, it could be this on the spectrum of all judgment, good, bad, or evil, or neutral. It could be a leaf again. a bird. If you see a bird and say, bird, I know that you are me. I know that I'm trying to go beyond my mind and like beyond my brain and beyond my intellect to really feel you as me. But today I'm going to acknowledge to the best of my ability that you are me and I love you unconditionally. That act alone, that intention alone brings that energy back. Literally, that was once separate and viewed as a bird outside of this body. It comes in as that energy and it fills that piece of the puzzle into the HOLE to eventually see yourself as WHOLE, the whole, the total beautiful being that you are. This is why judgment has been a great narrative for this 3D, because through judgment, we keep separating ourselves. But even through the eyes of creation, they always say, creation never ever judges you, ever, for any of the choices that you make. And even if today you continue to choose a choice to be separate, we honor your path. We honor your vision. We honor your, in a sense, courage to be, because through that experience alone of being separate and continuing to experience separation, I, as a creator, creation is speaking, I expand through your eyes. This is why when you begin judging no more anything, even the political thing, everything, even wars and Hitler, grand concepts that will push people like to the limit, but and this is where unconditional love is. Unconditional love for all beings, all experience is unconditional with no condition. And that is the most healing power of creation, because Hitler and all these other people that our society like judges keeps the whole narrative of he separate them. He is not me. I'm not going to accept that version. But when you begin seeing yourself and everybody else as light beings, and like the Praying Mantis did an amazing job for me to feel and know everything is light. Everything emanates from light. Even the illusion of what doesn't seem to be light is light to begin with. It's just wearing the costume of the dark to be able to experience what that means for its own expansion. But when you know inside of that costume, when you take it off, it's this beautiful light bubble of creation. Then you begin empowering those beings. We disempower a lot of people, even victims. And that's another topic that people can really rattle like your consciousness, because how can you say that a victim is a light being? It is, because the souls that have chosen to be victims, imagine how strong they must be, their knowingness of self, to know that I am pure light, I am pure creation, and I'm coming to earth to experience the idea of victimhood so I can expand on my own to understand what victimhood means, but also to allow you the observation to be able to compassionately open your heart even further than you ever did for the illusion that I am disempowered, that I am a victim. And I'm getting chills right now. Like, it's all, oh my God, it's all lessons of love over love over love over love. When you turn your perspective and begin seeing everything as being empowered beings. And that's a tough thing for people to do, because we're so entrenched into the idea that we are so disempowered. Everything, if it's not of love and light, then it must be like disempowered. It's the other way around. Everything is true ascended mastery. And when you come from that perspective, literally your whole world shifts and you begin living in this world of magic, of a new lens of seeing beauty and so many like powerful like beings. I mean, like, look, like we have so many homelessness in like Washington DC, and I look back at like the moments in the past where I'm driving, and of course you give food, you give money, you help, you assist, like all of these organizations. But I see myself at times 5 or 6 years ago when I'd be driving down the street and I would see all these tents with homeless people, and internally I would feel the idea of this empowered, that like, why did they choose that life? Less. It's so ingrained in us. Now I drive and I give honor, I give reverence. I'm like I literally like say, you beautiful soul, thank you so much for choosing this life to allow me to expand with you. And I know that you are an empowered being and you are infinite and you have all the power in the world to shift your reality should you choose to as a creator. Because like for me, like to sit there and like disempower him and dishonor the journey that this powerful being chose is not doing him any service and it's not doing me any like service. I chose to begin seeing everything with an empowered lens, because oftentimes when you begin seeing those beings with empowered lens, you're infusing their energy with that empowerment, with those memories, for them to remember that I am also empowered. But the more that we see them as disempowered and less than, or whatever the case may be, on then we're infusing their consciousness with that. We're like encouraging them to be more disempowered. So a lot of new like paradigms in your mind and shifts begin happening where you're like, oh my God, this is how I change my world. This is how I can shift my reality and like my humanity, when I infuse the energy of powerfulness, of remembering that I am infinite into everything. And it's magic. I cannot describe to you the magic that occurs. It's just the most beautiful, unconditional, loving, integrative aspect of everything. And it's just beauty.
You need a TED Talk. You need to get on that stage because you can just talk. People will just sit here and listen to you because I'm enthralled in what you're saying. So, having said that, I love hearing your message, but I am also dying to get to experience your channeling. You do more than just like you reach to more than just the praying mantis beings, right? You bring forth a lot of different types of beings that all speak the same general language of love and heart-centeredness. What is the differences between all of them, or are they all just saying the same thing but in different iterations?
So look, we, by the way, all can channel. I'm not extra special than anybody else. Everybody needs to know that fully. We all channel already. We're just not aware. But when you become aware, then you tap into your infiniteness and you become more aware of the more and more and more. And you begin like dabbling into this new way of everything. Depending on the audience and really like depending, because if you get very complex, there's infinite realities that are all like intertwined. There's this complex web of everything it's like a massive supercomputer that with one little change will change like the reality of like the rest with what, like it's constantly forming and reforming depending on like the timing and the audience that isn't here yet, but perhaps will be, but is here really because it's only like the now moment. There are specific ingredients that are happening right now that will bring specific messages for the specific people that are hearing in this now moment, which we kind of see it as separate, but it's all happening now. It's a whole thing. So all those beings come in like whenever they want to, depending on when needs to come through, depending on the ingredients of all of those all of those energies. So I just trust and I just allow, and whoever needs to come through, like will come through. But it's all happening with me, at least like through the Praying Mantis Collective. They allow me like the doorways to get into other like beings, other realities, other explanations. Now they all feel, because they're expanded, all different layers of love and of experiences, depending on the lens where they're from. And it's just beautiful lenses of like creation. I mean, I've experienced aspects of a world that's made of glass, of like mirrors, but through the vibration of the mirrors, like these beings, like for this client, it was made out of mirrors, and like the mirrors were like intelligent consciousness that can like communicate to each other. But as this being walks, the vibration of the mirrors, as they as like they vibrate, they like give out communication signals, because the vibration of the mirror is translating what's occurring within the consciousness of this being to emanate into this world, and all these beings communicate through the vibration, of like the mirrors. And on top of that, they use the light reflections of their world and of each other to communicate to each other. I mean, like these concepts, no way on freaking earth I could have comprehended. Like, what the hell?
Right.
Like, what? And I'm getting chills again.
Yeah.
But I mean, like stuff like that, like comes through that mind boggles my brain, and I'm like, you don't
So,
read the. Please,
so what you're saying is that Doctor Strange is real.
very,
All
and
those
even stranger
different
than
dimensions.
like stranger than strange. It keeps going and going and going.
Wow, that's pretty awesome, but also very difficult to comprehend, right? To wrap your mind around. Um, anything we need to do? Anything like I'd love to usher in if you're open to it.
Of course, I love to do that. Look, the same thing. Like what just happened to you, like when I was speaking, all of a sudden you had the realization that like you felt something, right? So because you went beyond the words, you allowed the mind to relax and just hear beyond what you're hearing. The same thing, like with these concepts, like when they come through, don't focus too much on what's being described, like literally, because like literally we cannot describe what's being experienced. So allow the energy to show you and to make you feel, because all you need is to feel, to experience, to get beyond what the words are trying to describe.
Sure. Okay.
And
Sounds
always
good.
yes, and then always open your heart. Your heart literally is the portal of expansion. It's a
Okay.
doorway to all realities. It will take me about 20 seconds to go in like the state. They'll come in and like they'll bring a message through.
Okay.
And then they'll say like, you're welcome to ask a question. If you don't have any questions, like you're welcome to sit in like silence with them, because they'll bring all kinds of messages and like visions and images. But if you have questions, ask. And like one last thing, like for your audience, I have always stuttered all my life, really bad when I was a child. I had a very traumatic like school experience. I use the word and then like to help me transition. But when I channel, all of it goes away. And that was my proof the first time up that I channeled, that after like 40 years of speech like impediment beyond like imagination, the fact that I was able to speak completely free was my proof. All I needed, that whatever just happened is real.
I
So
can
you're gonna
imagine. Yeah.
so like you're gonna experience like the free speech and flow, and the voice will change and the tone will change and everything. And
Very
you're gonna
cool.
feel a lot of energy. So get ready. And from the Antari Stargate, we come through in this way to co-create with you this beautiful reality of oneness, to merge our hearts with your hearts, to be one with the consciousness that already is the only one creator. And as we acclimate to your bodies, as we allow you to open your hearts further and further to connect with us in this way, we invite you to take yourself on a ride with us as we describe the following image that we brought to the channel right before he began connecting with us. We showed the channel playing cards standing up individually. We will say, let's say 100 playing cards standing up, forming an image. And as each of the playing cards begin to fall and touch the other, this whole image gets revealed into a new way. In which you begin to realize that the fact that I was standing up thinking that is the way to be able to stand up and stay up, the act of surrender and allowing yourself to fall, allowed you to merge with the next aspect of yourself, that merge with the next aspect of yourself, that merge with the next aspect of yourself, that kept merging and 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 merging into the infinite to allow you to be and feel and experience the oneness of who you truly are. A beautiful image that when you truly surrender into the energy of who you are, even into the concept that I am one with all, and allowing the one to reveal itself to you from a new way, from a new image, from a new perspective. We hope that image allows you to see how letting go of old belief systems, how training your mind, in a sense, challenging for you to go beyond and allowing yourself to fall into what perhaps may be the unknown. But the moment you allow that surrender to occur, it allows you the connection with the next self, 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 merging yourself with all the other aspects of who you are. A beautiful flow of energy we are drawing for you. You are always co-creating, creating, and recreating, forming, melting, molding, and reforming constantly, allowing yourself to see yourself from many different perspectives, the infinite of the infinite of the infinite. So surrender into the knowingness that you always exist. Surrender into the knowingness that you are the powerful being that you are seeking, that you are seeking yourself. You are seeking, wanting, desiring to know the many aspects of yourself that has the illusion of being fracturized, fractals of the infinite. And the more that you allow yourself to get to know each aspect of who you are, the more and the closer that you get to the one that you are searching. The irony of it all, the more that you merge and merge and merge and merge the many aspects of who you are into yourself with the expectation to meet the one, you will realize that the one that you always have been seeking is constantly forming and reforming, which sends you back to the now moment of experience, of expectation, of destination, that the only destination that I need to, in a sense, to focus on is this now moment. Because if I am infinite, I am constantly forming and forming and forming and forming and forming, then my oneness that I think is one is constantly changing and changing and changing and changing. And for me to be able to reach that level, that point, will never occur because it is constantly moving and changing. So the now moment is the now moment for you to get to know. So immerse yourself, bask yourself into the emotions, into the memories, into the meanness, into the experience, into it, the one that you are in this now moment, and fully embrace that aspect of yourself, fully embrace the choices that you make, fully embrace the decisions that you are, fully embrace the being, the identity, the memories, everything. And when you fully embrace them with your wholeheartedness, with your unconditional love, that will allow you the key to open up the next door to meet the next self of who you are. And with that, we begin our dialogue with you as we open your door to allow you to see yourself from a new perspective and beingness. You are welcome to pose a question or make a statement at your leisure.
Well, uh, again, don't even know where to begin, but first I would love to know, who is it that we're speaking with?
The collection of the praying mantis expression of creation, a collective, many souls of what you describe to be the praying mantis collective.
And why do you present as praying mantises?
Well, for the channel specifically, for his blueprint, let's say, for his sacred geometrical structures energetically within his body and light codes, within the theme of exploration that he chose to experience, that costume of what you call praying mantis was relevant to him. And also, it is relevant for humanity, as the idea of insectoid beings are scary to begin with. The idea of a being that doesn't resemble what you describe as a friendly look will allow you to expand your reality into the knowingness that the idea of what you call friendly or benign is not what you really think. You are expanding your paradigm and allowing your consciousness to go in training, in a sense. You are allowing your own discernment to go beyond the fear, beyond the look of such insectoid beings, and allow your energy to infuse with them. Step over the bounds of your limitation and allow your consciousness to connect with their consciousness. Because the moment that you allow yourself to connect on a consciousness level with any choice of being that you choose, regardless of how they look, you will realize that the costume that they came in through was not them to begin with. It is simply a costume. It is simply a permission slip to allow your energy essence to begin to acclimate to their energy. It is a step-by-step process to expand your mind into something the mind isn't aware even exists. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It does. So, with your initial statement of forming and reforming, a lot of people believe that humanity is on a very specific path toward a spiritual awakening or spiritual enlightenment. Is that the case, or is our destiny fluid based on our collective choices?
Fluidity is your nature. And the idea that you pose the question from the perspective that humanity has not already ascended is an antiquated way to define what ascension is. Your society has defined the idea of ascension, enlightenment, as being a point in time, a level to reach. That is a very limited view to understand what ascension is, what enlightenment is. Because truly, with every breath that you take, with every heartbeat that you have, you are ascending, as you are never the same being or person. From the moment you were conceived on this planet in this crystallized version of who you are, to the moment where you are now. With every heartbeat, you shift and change, 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 constantly. But when you define your world as having milestones, when you define your reality as needing to have a point that I call a level, a step that I call ascension, well, that you will never reach. Because from the concept of needing to reach that level, that assumption that I am ascended today is quite arrogant, isn't it? There is no level where you are totally ascended because you are infinite. And when you begin defining your world from a new perspective, that with every breath that I take, every decision I make, I have made every decision. And we emphasize on that word because your mind are easily trained to choose within the word every specific aspects of your decision. Every decision that you have made towards self, towards humanity, towards your brother, your sister, your family, your workplace, your everyday living, every decision is ascension itself. every choice you made, every decision, every mistake. The idea of mistakes. Creation never sees mistakes. Everything is expansion from the idea of creation. But let's hone in on the idea of mistakes. Even every mistake that you have made is ascended mastery. There is a lesson that has been learned with every choice, every step, every breath, every experience that you created. And when you begin redefining your world from that perspective, you will begin to reveal yourself, the true ascended master that you are, the beautiful, unconditionally loving, light filled being and powerful that you are. That with all these choices that you have made, all these experiences that you have created for yourself, you have ascended. You have ascended and you continue ascending. This is why we revel in the idea of the now moment. Because when you're beginning focus on this now moment, what is occurring right here and right now, regardless of the experience, and with all the attachments of the emotionality, of the energies, of the memories, of the sounds, of the words that are being emanated, of the beingness of who you are, when you begin owning every single part of this, owning it fully with unconditional love, that this is me, I am fear, I am love, I am this experience, I am this choice, I am this human, I am this mistake, I am this success. In this now moment, when you embody all of it with love, you become it in this moment. It allows you the doorway to be and experience the next version of who you are. That is ascended to begin with, that is ascending on that journey. But when you push away the idea of this experience, this wasn't a good experience, I should not have felt bad, I felt guilt, I made this decision, this was a bad decision, this is a mistake. You keep pushing yourself away from yourself. You get to know yourself less and less that way. Ascension is truly getting to know thyself in every fiber of who you are and honoring every part of who you are, the experience, the decisions, the emotionality, the energies, all of it. And when you place that lens, that new lens of ascended mastery, and begin seeing yourself that way, then you have the opportunity to begin seeing others from that perspective. And when you begin seeing others from an ascended mastery way, that they are empowered beings, that's when your whole paradigm shifts. Because in that moment, not only have you seen yourself as the ascended master, now you are beginning to see the other versions of who you are to begin with as ascended master. And as they all become ascended master, you'll be able to reclaim the total infinite being that you are as the capital letter ascended master. Now, should you or humanity chooses a different route from the eyes of creation, that is honored, as that path of the different route is ascended mastery. It's allowing you the pathway and the new experiences and the new expansions of something different and new to find out about yourself. But eventually, you will come to this now moment of bringing all of those selves back to your heart. Was that clear?
Yes, very much so.
Wow. That was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I have so many questions, but I feel like asking a question would be so limiting. Um, is there a message that you think I should hear?
The amazing feeling that you described is your own frequency and vibration. The chills that your bodies have received, the good feelings that you have just experienced are you to begin with. They are not emanating from us to you. You are remembering what we are saying within yourself. You are activating those memories, these knowings that I am everything that was said. A helmet was just shown for you, our dearest Karen. A helmet made of a crystalline aspect, crystallized version of creation, reflective of light, conscious intelligence it is. You have placed on your head right now because you are ready to embark on a cosmic ride. You will experience dreams and memories and knowingness of how large you are as a being. You will have profound moments of realization of knowingness. And the next time you look yourself in the mirror, you will recognize a new version of who you are. You will see through the eyes new energy and frequencies of a new being that is staring right back at you. Embrace that moment with every fiber of your being, as what you will experience will and is real of your own creation. A reminder of the miraculous energies, the perfection of design that you are made of.
Thank you.
I believe that we have a lot more to talk about. Sadly, we are woefully out of time. So I think we need to say thank you so much for coming through, Toni, right now. And we hope that you and Toni will accept our invitation to come back on the show another time, because I think we haven't even scratched the surface. You have brought out so many emotions and so much energy inside of us that we did not expect to feel today. So thank you for coming and sharing of who you are with us.
We receive your heartfelt gratitude, but we are here to share with you that what was just experienced was of your creation. We are only but a reflection of who you truly are. We are you to begin with. You have used this elaborate creative way to create a concept of who we are, to remind you of your own essence, of your own beauty, of your own power. And we thank you for this beautiful opportunity of heart opening, as both of your hearts were completely open, as wide as they can be. Hence why you were able to experience the emotions, the new emotions of unconditional love toward thyself. And with that, we will terminate our dialogue with you, and we will bring the channel back momentarily with our unconditional love. Bright, 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 white light of creation. An infinite open heart. We thank you. We will bring the channel back momentarily as we head back to the Antares Stargate where we reside. Hi, guys. Are you
We're
crying?
just sitting here crying.
Are you crying? Oh my
Yes.
God. Oh, that's crazy.
I don't even know what to say, Toni. This is really crazy. Like, I'm not that guy. And yet you got me being that guy. Well, maybe not you, maybe the beings, whatever, but holy crap.
I'm that guy.
Yeah. She's that guy. I'm not. So this is weird to me. Wow. I mean, the only word you
Ooh.
can say is wow, right? Like
Yeah.
you mentioned there'd be a lot of energy, but until you experience it, you don't really truly, oh yeah, a lot of energy. Oh my God.
It was so different because we've had different channelers on the show before, but there was
Yeah.
something about it. The minute you started, like my eyes shut and I went into this deep meditation, and that's never happened
Right.
before.
Right.
That was weird.
I was a little worried. I was gonna poke her. Is she okay?
They snoring. I'm like, who's snoring?
Yeah, right. Who's snoring now, Karen?
Meditation, not sleeping.
But yeah, but listen, and like this is coming through like um for you guys is like what you just experienced, like what they're saying is like because we were, and of course I'm stuttering right now and I'm saying I'm
But
back.
I just want to call that out because holy crap, Tony! Like you did not stutter, you did not hesitate, nothing, zero. It
Not
was
an
it was a marked difference from
I
when we were first talking to you to when those beings came through you. That is a little scary, a little freaky because you did completely change. That's incredible.
Listen, I'm telling you, I've stuttered all my life. I lost a job because, like, I couldn't like speak freely, and I failed the interview because I went into this. I mean, it was crazy. I started like
Oh.
so bad that they felt so bad for me, and I didn't get the job or whatever.
Mm.
It's a real thing with me. So that was my proof. Like, I don't need any more proof, like beyond that I connect with them to like But like what I wanted to say is what you just experienced in terms of the emotions and however you just described that you've never felt this and that. You're experiencing that because you've already expanded. So like the idea of me meeting like a UFO or me wanting to see this, you just had an experience, but a different way.
Right.
What you know what I mean? Like, and that activation of what you just felt, and your audience, if when they re-listen to this and they're able to resonate, that's an invitation for consciousness to connect with you, because now the consciousness knows, like you've risen like a level, like I mean, like there's no levels like within consciousness, but you've expanded. So now it's letting more information in, more beings in.
Right.
Yeah. So that's your own contact. And when we channel, you're speaking to the beings that like this actual contact,
Yeah.
like via communication energy.
And it's truly remarkable because people who are, like you said, we had to have been somewhat expanded already for us to be able to even be willing to sit through this conversation, right? So a lot of people who are out there would probably be like, yeah, no, I'm out. This is too strange. This is too weird. So for those that found us on LinkedIn, yes, you who found me on LinkedIn, no, this is normal. Don't think it's weird, because it's not. It is a normal part of who we are, as long as you are able and willing to accept the fact that you are more than what you actually believe that you are.
Oh my gosh, and it's so much more fun. It really is.
It's so much more fun.
Listen, let me tell you one thing. So I've never painted my nails in my life.
Ah.
But like 2 weeks ago, I felt called to do it, right? And it's the yin and the yang symbol, like you see,
Right.
right? Like the
Yeah.
dark, like I'm the dark, I'm the light, and in the middle is like the yin and the yang. This is me just expressing creation. And listen, I do real estate, I speak to seminars, I go to massive corporations with this. This is not about you. This is for me to explore the infinite. Like, look, like this could change in 2 or 3 weeks, and I may never do my nails, but this is the expression of creation. This is how you step over the bound, the like society's limitation. And when you do that, when you embody these new versions, you give your neighbor, you give the next person, like the impulse or like the invitation to be whatever they are. Like, and this is how we expand. This is how humanity expands, when we explore all of us. And all of us is everything, and everything is everything. Like, you know what I mean? And explore it with passion and with love, and just with no expectation. Like, I don't know, I just did this and it was cool, and I love it. And embody everything. It's just, anyway, it's
So one of the many lessons that we're getting from you, Tony, is that you need to be able to feel comfortable expressing whatever might be coming to you at any given moment, because that's what you're supposed to do. We're here especially to do that, to express every iteration, every whim, every desire that comes to us, so that the experience of it actually helps us to move humanity forward.
Exactly. Because listen, if we believe that we're infinite, right? I mean, okay, I say like that I'm infinite. Well, if I'm infinite and I'm everything, how else can I really get to know myself if I don't experience the everything?
Everything.
Yeah.
So this is like one part of everything. I don't know. Like tomorrow,
Right.
I may put a dress on just for a day and see how it feels to be a dress, which actually I am doing, which we'll talk about later. I'm going. So listen. So I was invited to go to Mexico to an all women's retreat, and like the shaman is a woman, and and like all the participants are like women, but they wanted me to be there because they felt the unconditional love of all. I'm buying a dress and I'm buying a crown. I swear to God. Why? Listen, why? It has nothing to do with like me being gay or being a girl or whatever, or whatever. I want to embody what it means to be a real goddess retreat, right? Because it's goddess. I want to bring out of me, because if I believe and if I'm saying that I'm the infinite, and if the praying mantis through me think you're the infinite, well, if I really am, that I want to embody for one day what it feels to be an actual goddess.
No
I'm
limitations.
gonna buy a dress. I'm gonna buy a gold belt. I'm gonna buy a crown. And like for that day, as we're doing like ceremony, I'm gonna be a goddess, whatever that
Wow.
means. Like with no inhibition, with no fear. Like I'll walk down in Mexico being like, you have to embody it with. And I know that
Gusto.
I
know.
100% believe and
Support.
and cheer you on, and I thank you for being that one that does that, because I might not be that guy that does that, but you are, and through you I get to experience it too. So thank you so much, Toni.
Oh, thank you,
That's amazing.
thank you, guys. And I mean, truly, like you have to walk what you say,
Yeah.
right? You have to walk. You have to get over the fear.
That's
You
the
have to get
hardest part. That's the hardest part, is actually what you, because I talk about it all the time.
Mhm.
I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm going to do it. And then when it comes down to it, I'm like,
Do you know how much how much freedom there is when you like surpass that first layer? And it's not even a layer, it's a one little thing of fear that becomes so intense, and the moment you cross it, you feel absolutely free and absolutely powerful, and you just brought a version of you to you. Like it is the most freeing thing ever, ever, ever. And the more you experience that freedom, the more you want to explore. Because look, the idea is not for me to begin wearing dresses. And even if I begin wearing dresses, then who cares? But it's you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
really like to tell myself, if I really believe that I'm all of it, and I don't remember how it feels to be a real goddess, well, like today, I'm going to walk into the shoes of what a goddess means. And I'm going to allow that energy and that complete freedom to show me something I've never, ever experienced before.
I just want to like stand up and give you a standing ovation because, oh my God. Woo!
I'll send you pictures. I'll send you pictures of how this
Yeah.
is. Like, it'll be fun.
It's
I would love it.
awesome.
We'll post it on our site if you do that. We'll send it up. But I'm not doing
Totally. But you know, it's and when we begin breaking our own paradigm, when we begin pushing our threshold, I guess, of comfortability, you're expanding. You're expanding.
Yeah.
And look, people don't care. Truly, they don't care. Why? Because they're searching for themselves to begin with.
Mhm.
So the idea of people care is an illusion to allow you not to step over that threshold.
right.
And believe me, when you do that, you will be surprised how many people will come out of the woodwork, always wanting to do like something. It may not be to wear a dress. It may not be this. Be like, oh my God, you just inspired me to do this. I've always wanted to draw. I've always wanted to sing. I've always wanted to do this. And that's how we expand humanity.
I've always wanted to see a UFO. I'm just putting it out there, see if it'll work. No, never know.
UFOs coming
It's
from
a-
your heart.
Okay.
Begin seeing a UFO. Begin seeing that I am the UFO, revealing to myself that what seems to be a separate UFO. I am the UFO that I'm trying to meet. Because sometimes when we're not ready to really meet ourselves because we're afraid to cross over, it won't happen. So the question is, are you really ready to meet all the versions of who you are?
Yeah, you just called me out for sure, because we talk about it all the time. I'm ready to see a UFO. I am not ready to see an alien. So, and that's the problem, because I'm limiting myself. I totally get it. I understand. I'm calling myself out right now. I understand. But why can't I just have a little bit? Just keep going on.
You can, but you have to choose. You are the creator. Again, it's not happening outside of you. But see, the way that you're saying it's as if some bigger power is going to bring it to you. See, and this is what we say. What's what I say? We understand it intellectually, but we're not understanding it really.
Right.
You are the creator. You're creating a reality of wanting to get a UFO, but not seeing UFO. We'll create a reality where you already saw one and you met him and it was so cool and chill. I mean, I'm a UFO. Look how crazy I look. I'm just kidding. I mean, kidding. You know? So
Right.
anyways, I'm being silly. But
well, Toni, this has been wonderful. If someone wants to reach out to you to get a channeling session, or you do Zoom calls, also you do a bunch of stuff, what's the best way for someone to reach out to you?
Thank you. So, the best way to go to my website, my first name, last name.com, ToniGhazi.com, ToniGhazi.com. All of my social media there. And if you click on the events tab, I have an event every single month all over the US until next June, like where I'm channeling live on stage. I'm going to be with Bashar and a lot of other big boys. So I'm very excited. I also have Praying Mantis Skulls. I'm the crystal skulls. I'm the only one in the world. I don't know if like you guys know this, but so these are all.
Oh wow!
Praying. So that's one of them. This is made in India, and I have others that are made like from Indonesia. So nobody on earth makes these praying mantis crystal skulls. And as you know, like stone are all intelligence. You can like embed them with all kinds of healing powers. You know, I have a whole shamanic ritual where I can infuse them with all these like intentions of helping you to connect with like your galactic guide for healing, for expansion, whatever you need. I'll like do my thing. So you can find those on my website. Also, I don't have all the skulls there because I'm still kind of updating all of it. But if you want to see the whole thing, I can show you that. I also bring those to all my events. I have booths at like all of my events. I channel, on stage. I do Zoom calls. I also do executive coaching. I'm going into like corporate America because I really want. That's my other big thing. That came as a calling and a vision that I need to go to corporate America and restructure as much as I can how big corporations really run. Like the company and small businesses, right? It's not just the big, because it's important for like the leaders to begin thinking and feeling and understanding this way to infuse that into their staff and into the whole system. Because once you begin reclaiming your power, all of humanity will change. So I have a lot of. I'm going to be in a movie on on Amazon and all these things like in 2026. I'm also in the process of writing a book, plus selling real estate. I'm so busy. It's not even funny.
Right. So you're just kind of hanging around.
You sleep every third night.
Right? All right. Well, we're going to add a link directly to our show notes. So if you are interested in connecting with Toni for any of the things he just mentioned, just go to skepticmetaphysician.com. You go to his episode page. You'll see that link directly in there. We'll also link to some of his social media accounts as well, so you can connect with Toni. And if you felt what we felt during this interview, then I guarantee you're going to feel it even more in person when you're actually seeing him across the computer from him. So, Toni, thank you so much for your patience, for your wisdom, for your openness, for your courage, for just being you, because you are a beautiful human being, and I am thrilled and honored to have spent the time that we did with you. So thank you.
Absolute privilege and an honor to meet both of you, two beautiful spirits. Also, like your audience, I appreciate the fact you open your hearts for me, open your hearts for the mantises, and don't be surprised that you'll see a praying mantis insect. This happens a lot with a lot of with like a lot of my channel sessions. I get texts from clients. Oh my God, Toni, I've been living here for 10 years. Not one time have I seen a praying mantis on the screen or in the front yard on the car.
Oh,
crazy!
We'll
So
be
don't.
looking.
I welcome it.
Don't
I'm looking
look.
inside.
You'll know and you'll see it. Like don't let expectations when you look. Right? Let it flow.
That's true.
Right.
That's
Right.
true.
Right. All right. Well, thanks again. This has been
Thank
so much
you.
fun. Really appreciate you. And a huge thank you to you. Yes, you, the person that hit play on this episode. We know that there are tons of options out there, and having you decide to come along on our journey of discovery with us is an absolute honor for us.
We'd love for you to contribute by sending us a voicemail or an email from our website, or leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or any other podcasting platform that supports them. Karen and I love hearing from those that are moved to message us. It truly does fuel our passion. You are the reason we do this show, and knowing what you like and don't like help us craft the very best show we can so that we can help raise the vibration of the planet together. Well, that's all for now. We will see you on the next episode of The Skeptic Metaphysician. Until then, take care.